hate puppies. It's a good podcast.
I feel threatened.
You like how I faded that intro?
Yeah, that kind of messed up, and I thought you were going to, like, reboot it, but you just said, let's go with it.
Oh,
I like it.
The kind of day I'm having,
Yep.
we're just going to keep on running.
Yeah, I don't blame you, dude.
I'm not going to wait.
It's weird when the Tuesday's a Monday.
Yeah, if you recall last week, I said I predicted that I would not do this, and here we are doing exactly
Yes.
this. I said I don't want to come out of a bender weekend and do a show on a Tuesday.
I didn't really want to, but I knew it was going to happen, but I was with you because I've been on quite the bender the past 4 days, so.
I had to take off yesterday from drinking just because I knew this was coming. So on Memorial Day, well, I did have a couple glasses of wine, dinner.
What did you do all day? I was at the pool, so there was no way I was not going to be drinking.
Honestly, I was doing some redneck shit. I was down at the creek catching minnows.
Nice.
Quite
Nice.
literally.
Did you have a piece of straw hanging out of your mouth?
Just a dip
And
in.
some overalls rolled up?
Yeah, that's how it's done, man. Sometimes you got to go get those minnows.
Yeah, I saw you restock the tank over there.
Yeah, man. I mean, I got a buddy's house, and I can drop. He's got a minnow trap over there, and I don't understand why, but he's got like minnows that are absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, they're amazing looking.
Yeah, it's very odd. It's called a red-bellied dace. And
Yeah, I was going to say that.
obviously
Yeah.
the northeastern red-bellied dace.
Yeah.
But it's a good-looking fish, and he just happens to have a bunch of them. So you just throw the minnow trap in there, and then you pull it out, and it's like going to the fish store, except
For free.
yeah, except you get like 30 fish.
Because fish store, for those not in the know, that shit is not cheap. We tried to have that tank, that little 10-gallon tank, and we dumped, I bet in 1 year we dumped $400 or $500 into it. And I recently sold all the crap.
Did you really in a 10-gallon tank? What
Yeah.
the hell did you do?
Well, you go through fish because you end up killing most of them.
Well, because they're fish. They're
The
stupid.
tank is cheap, but then like you buy a $30 filter, didn't work. Go buy another $40 filter. Pump. The filters themselves are super expensive for those sons of bitches, which I had no idea.
They are.
Then you buy like the little rocks and everything that goes in it, and I mean, you just end up going through hundreds of dollars worth of stuff before you even know it.
That is really true.
And the fish, like you'll go buy a couple fish, will be like, they could be $5 to $20 a pop.
Well, don't buy $20 fish if you tend to kill
Yes.
fish. It's just a rule of thumb.
Yeah, but a cheap one is still a few bucks. So you go buy 10 of them or
The cheapest
5
fish
of them.
you're going to get is $5.
Yeah.
$3.99.
We killed a lot of fish.
Yeah, well, I mean, my tank's full of
turtles.
turtles, so I'm literally buying fish to be eaten.
Yeah. That's why the free ones are the best.
They are.
They'll be
They are.
delicious.
But so, yeah, I didn't do a whole lot on my actual Memorial Day. Well, I did wake up, make myself a giant pizza.
Yeah.
Low carb.
That's right.
Made myself a giant pizza. Then went and did the fish thing. Then came back and just like did busy work until my wife got home so she could catch me doing busy work.
Oh, that's always good.
Because I was like, if she walks in and I'm sitting here on the couch doing nothing, that sucks. So I was like, just slowly doing work. So when she got home, I had a bag of trash in my hand. Like, I didn't even see you there.
Wow. I just got done doing 3 hours worth of work.
That's a pro tip.
What did y'all do Saturday and Sunday? Do anything fun? Anything exciting?
Honestly, man, it was. I didn't venture too very far. Like one day at the pool drinking, and then did go to a buddy's house for a party. In fact, that's why I had to go back there because I had to go back and get the Miata because I couldn't drive it out of there.
I wasn't
during
invited
the
to this
day.
party.
It was. I don't know that you were. I don't know who was.
I'm usually not.
I know who was there.
Okay.
But I don't know who all was invited. I was told about it by my wife.
Gotcha.
She said, "You're supposed to go to this." I was like, "I don't even know what that is." And she was like, "Well, I told them you were coming on Sunday." It's like,
all righty
which
then.
is fine. I'm like, perfect. That's
Yeah.
best case because I didn't know about it. And I would have had to go through hey, baby, do you care if I slip out of here for like 3? But when it was her idea,
Yeah.
she's like, hey, we're going to be at the pool all day, but at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, I need you to go over to your buddy's house, drink some beers over there. They're having a party, and they wanted you to come. And I was like,
Twist my arm.
done and done.
Yeah.
So then my big thing was making pizza rolls, like Krusty's all weekend.
Yeah. How'd that turn
Oh, my
out?
God. I think I finally got it figured out.
Got it done?
I think I've got it figured out. So that was awesome.
They were delicious?
They were. So I was around, though, most of the weekend, not doing much. You looked like you were everywhere I wanted to be. Every time you sent me a picture, it was boats and hoes.
Yeah, dude.
What the fuck was that
Friday
about?
night, we did at the pool, we did our first annual run and plunge where kids started up at the school. They jogged down to the pool and jumped in, swam for a couple hours. So we were down there Saturday morning, got
Just
up.
because the pool's freezing cold. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's just been filled.
Yep.
So you run your ass down there.
Yep.
And then dive
And then-
in.
Yeah, and the kids think it's cool because they're in the pool first. Saturday morning, got up, hooked the camper up, went up to Lake Anna, camped with my aunt and uncle, went out on the lake from about 11 o'clock, drank
That's what
all
it looked
day,
like every
left
time I
at
saw
5, came home, stayed the night Saturday, got back up Sunday morning, went back out on the lake till about 3, got off the lake, took the camper down, drove home, went to the pool for a couple hours, then Monday back to the pool all day long.
You were in the water.
I was in
entire
the water
weekend.
and sun all weekend long.
Yet you have no tan. Don't look great.
Yeah.
What the hell happened there?
So I've gotten really weary of the sun because I'm in the sun a lot, and everybody's
Yeah.
always talking about how my face, between baseball and just working outside sometimes, like
Yeah.
I'm catching a lot of sun. So I was on the lake. I was like really good with like wearing hats and got one of those big brimmed hats. And the wife actually bought me.
Do you rock 50 sunblock like always?
So no, I usually rock 30, but my wife bought me for Christmas because she saw a dude at the lake had it last year. One of those microfiber shirts.
Aren't those
Like-
hot as shit?
No, not at all.
Because they're like long sleeve.
long sleeve with a hood.
I see people all the time wearing these, and I'm like, how? It's
So the
hot
dude
out.
at the lake last year was telling us that he went like kite surfing in Aruba, and that all the instructors wore them, and they basically coated their face with zinc and wore those long sleeve shirts all day.
Is it like Under Armour tight?
No, mine's like baggy.
Oh,
Like
you
it-
can get them in bag.
yeah.
Because I'm immediately picturing myself now.
Yeah, like in a skin tight
yeah,
one.
like a skin tight with my gut hanging
Well, I mean,
out.
I guess you can wear whatever size you want, but I was
like the large.
yeah, I
or-
want the
big one.
I want the oversized one, but it actually is not hot at all, especially when they get wet, because then it's just like you're damp the entire time. So
But a long sleeve T-shirt would do just as well for sun, but I'll be hot in it.
yes, because it's the cotton and not the
So it just
synthetic
doesn't.
blend.
It's just not hot.
It breathes.
It's interesting.
So yeah, and that thing was a light, and it's light colored. I got a lime green one, so like you don't want to get a black.
Yeah, you don't
one.
want black.
Yeah, but yeah, really.
You also don't want white because you're going to spill chili on it day one, and then you look like
Exactly.
an asshole forever.
Yep. Yeah. And you're in the lake and it gets all dirtied up anyway because that water is not fresh.
Man, I notice I buy like those like light colored bathing suits.
Yep.
And like, so I bought this one 2 seasons ago, and it's like a really light blue, like an Easter egg blue kind of thing,
Yeah.
And I go out like one good weekend in the water, just peeing in the water the whole time.
Yep.
The fucking thing is ruined.
Yep.
It like looks like there's a pee stain
Where
right
the
on
pee
the
is?
front because it adds up. Like the location, like I get why it happened.
Yeah.
But I'm just a little bummed out because I'm like, you can't buy these super light colored suits. You're
Well,
gonna
I
get
I
pee
could
stains.
see like the line where when I first got in the water, I could see the line across my stomach where like the water was when I got out because like it was dirty because it's lake
yeah,
water.
it's gross.
But yeah, it really it's UPF or whatever 50. It's like wearing 50.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
And so you do recommend it.
I highly recommend it.
So you're officially the dude at the beach in a long sleeve shirt with the giant doofy hat.
No, well, so
That means you suck.
So like I got there and I didn't have a shirt on for a while, but when I start to feel the sun starting to eat me up, I'm like, okay, time to put the protective gear on.
It's just a tough look.
Well, you don't want to
Because
get.
you look like the fat kid at the pool.
You know what else is a tough look? Fucking lobstered out.
Oh, I live lobstered out. That's the problem. I'm always lobstered out. But I went to a dermatologist for the first time the other day.
Uh-huh.
And I went in there, and I'm not kidding. What they actually said to me is they're like, wow, for someone whose skin as fair as yours is, they're like, this is as good as you could have hoped for.
Well, that's good news.
And I was like, well, that's great. And I
Yeah.
was like, so what do we do now? Do you start cutting the moles out of me?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I assume as good as you could be doing is still probably pretty bad. They were like, no,
You're fine.
we don't even need to see you next year. Come back in 2.
Nice.
I was like, fuck you. I'll be back next year. My stuff is messed up.
Yeah.
I have like this one mole that's like in a very area that I should not be, improper area.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like,
Not safe for work area.
so she finishes everything up. And I was like, well, you haven't seen them all. And like I yanked it down and I was waiting for her to be like shocked. Obviously she has seen
Yeah.
She's seen everything. Like I didn't pull out the whole junk, but like I was like pulling it down. I was waiting to see her reaction. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this guy's gonna go for it. She was like, put a glass of water. Yeah, it looks good. I was like, really?
I know. I went to the dermatologist a couple years ago for the first time, and they were like, "Why are you here?" I was like, "I want to get checked out." I've never been to a dermatologist, and I've had friends
Sure.
that had stuff cut off them, family
Every
members.
time, everybody I know who goes to a dermatologist gets something lopped off.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't have anything specific, but I would like you to once over strip down to my boxers. They pull out the little looper, jeweler's loop, and is looking at things. They're like, "You're good," and I'm like, "You didn't even I didn't even take my boxers off. Like,
Yeah, you haven't
who
seen the
knows
prize.
what could be lurking down there?"
I know what's lurking down there. I was dying. I was like, girl, you got to see this. She said nothing special. I was crushed.
She's like, "Looks like a penis,
Yeah.
only smaller."
Next to the penis, the big dot. Perv. Girl, over here.
Yeah, yeah. So, people give me hell because I have the pop up, and they're like, "You don't camp," blah blah blah, and I'm like, "Look, call it whatever you want."
You don't camp.
I mean,
AC.
I got AC, I got electric. Don't have a toilet in it. That's roughing
it.
That's the one knock.
That's roughing it.
We don't. It's got a sink, but we don't ever use it because just go to the bathhouse or just wash your hands in the faucet on the campsite. But
There you go.
look like you, for someone who didn't go anywhere, you did some roughing it this weekend from what I saw.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Well, I guess I did. I ended up. I don't know what this is, but it started last year. Maybe it started the year before last, so a couple summers ago.
Uh-huh.
I have that hammock. I got that
Yeah.
Eno hammock, the same one you have. I
Yeah.
love those things.
Oh, they're
Those
awesome.
Eagle's Nest.
Yeah, I got
those
two
things,
of them.
They're sick.
I got one of those and one knockoff.
If you want to spend too much money on a hammock, I highly recommend
That's the one you want.
the Eagle's Nest.
Yeah.
Because it really is a badass hammock.
You can get knockoffs all day long with the carabiners with the straps for like $25.
Okay, I am not going to put my Yeti cooler next to some knockoff Eagles, knockoff hammock.
Oh, I totally wanted to tell you this story. So one of the boats that was down there on the lake, these dudes have a dope ass pontoon boat and they have a dope ass Taiga ski boat, wakeboarding boat. They had this Yeti hanging off the back of it. It was a 6-gallon cooler, like it had the nozzle on it. You made your drinks.
Oh, yeah, the water cooler
Yeah.
one. Yeah, that's like a $400 water cooler.
So I was like, "Oh, cool Yeti," da da da. And he's like, "Oh, we got 5 of them on the boat."
the fuck? What does this dude do for a living?
They do one's in the FBI and one.
He's a fucking spy
was in
for the wrong
military.
guys.
Yeah.
I'm not having it. No guy in the FBI should have that kind of discretionary money. Check that dude out for Russian
He's
ties.
single, no kids.
I don't care. He's
You can
also,
afford whatever you want.
He's feeding secrets to the commies. Not here.
But yeah, I was quite impressed to see that 6-gallon water, quote unquote, air quote, water cooler.
It's pretty impressive. It's pretty good. And I guarantee he's got an Eno hammock.
Of course.
None of this knockoff shit.
Yeah.
Do you notice a difference between your Eno and the knockoff?
Yeah, my knockoff's actually bigger. It's a double. It's a 2-person hammock.
Probably stays flaccid. Not impressed.
Can't get full erect.
Yeah, well, I've got the double So
Yeah.
it's nice. And that's actually critical because like I was saying a couple summers ago, I don't know what happened, but I was like, I'm just going to sleep in the yard tonight. I think I've been hanging out with a buddy who's like, he does that shit. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go sleep in the yard. I want to check it out.
so another person does that? Like just
This one dude, the Fink man, the guy does everything. Like you name it, he's done it. He's like, oh, cliff diving? Of course. Like, oh, I wish I didn't have all these Nepalese coins in my pocket. Like, this is just the dude who
interesting.
He'll do anything.
I would be worried about getting eaten up.
You should be. Absolutely.
So do you get eaten up?
Absolutely a concern.
Well, I know the Enos, I know both of them, like you can kind of like throw the
you can wrap it
hammock
around you like a cocoon.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing. So a couple of summers ago I did it. I was like, this is awesome. So last year I did it a couple of times. And like when the kids camp in the yard, I'll like just sleep in the hammock and be like, hey, I'm out here.
Yeah.
If you need anything, just let me know. But this weekend I was all amped up and I don't know what the hell it was. I was like 3-day weekend. I'm sleeping in the yard. So Friday night I slept in the yard, just chilling in the hammock. And then Saturday night I went inside, and then Sunday night I was like, fuck this, I'm sleeping in the yard again. And I'm such a weirdo that I was like looking at it, and it said that there was a 50% chance of showers between like 2 and 4 in the morning. So I slept in a bathing suit and a rain jacket.
Was that your new rain jacket?
Yeah. So I'm laying in a hammock in a bathing suit and a rain jacket, and that's it, just like ready for the storm to come.
Yeah, so I Marco Polo you about like 10 in the morning yesterday, Monday morning, and you're in the hammock looking like you're falling asleep. And I noticed you were wearing a rain jacket, but I just thought maybe it was cool.
You woke me up.
Well, I thought you were like, it's Memorial Day, I'm taking a nap. Like, I'm going outside, get away from the family, and take a little nap.
I've been taking a nap since 1:30 in the morning.
I can't believe the kids hadn't come out there and bothered you by then.
Oh, I've been bothered by everybody.
Oh, okay.
But I am highly capable of telling everyone that their shit can wait.
Yeah.
Because I'm not
and
done
back
being
asleep.
me. Yeah. Like, my wife was out there. I think that morning the first kid came out around 7:30.
Sounds
like,
about right.
Hey, Dad, what are you doing? And I was like, just listening to this woodpecker that won't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Now you're here. Woodpecker's there. I was like, the world's conspiring. And then she's like, all right, well, I'm going to head back inside. I'm like, check you later. Fall back asleep. 8:30. My wife's like, I'm going to the gym. I'm like, bye.
I'm still here,
And
holding this hammock down.
Went back to sleep, just chilling, man. It's crazy.
Isn't it nice that the kids are old enough to like entertain and take care of themselves for a couple hours?
Oh yeah, they're like, Dad's not looking. Let's go eat the cereal with marshmallows.
Exactly.
Like, let's get after it.
And you're like, I don't care.
So, but typically, you were asking about getting bit up. We do that like mosquito spray.
That's right.
So I don't have to worry too much about mosquitoes. But there are other creatures out there.
Oh, yeah.
Like I've woken up to something that was quite large in my yard, and I couldn't make it out exactly, but it was either a big old raccoon or possibly a fox.
I saw a dead goose between our houses about a week or two ago driving home in the middle of the street, and then right next to it, one lane over on the side of the street, because it was a 2-lane road, was a dead fox that was probably going after that goose, and they both met their maker, got clipped.
Yeah, I've seen some fox in the yard.
Yeah.
Definitely raccoons. Possums scare the bejesus out of me. Even though they'll just play dead, they're freaky looking.
Yeah, they're kind of evil looking.
Yeah, and then I've had an owl hanging out right above me before, where I've woken up and looked. It's like, hoo, 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 and look up, and that son of a bitch is right there, and I'm like,
whoa,
that's awesome. I don't know. I enjoy that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's just fun to me. But then, you do wake up multiple times throughout the night because you're either uncomfortable or you're cold or something's wrong. It's just not right.
Or you hear something.
Or you got to piss, which means you now got to fall out of a hammock.
Yeah.
Find
That
your
is
way
the bad
across
thing
the
about
yard.
all hammocks is getting out of them.
There is no easy exit.
No.
So that's a pain in the ass. And then I did get bit by something, and I don't know what it was.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, something got me because I keep there's like a knot on my leg.
Oh, wow.
And it itches like a mug, but it hasn't opened up to become flesh-eating wound yet. So I'm just
like 1,000 baby spiders haven't crawled out of it yet.
Well, I figure the incubation's got to be over a month.
Yeah.
Before that happens. But I started noticing it the next day. I'm like, oh, and this does itch. And I was like, don't itch it. It'll go away. Then it's like, no, I'm going to have to fucking itch this thing.
Yeah.
So I did get lumped up by something in the middle of the night.
And it could be one of a million things.
Oh, I mean, I'm not going to bother to point it out to anybody or ask their opinion because either my leg's going to be fine or it's going to fall off. And there's really not too many things
There's
about
no
it.
in between there.
There's not any in between that I care about.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like, it either falls off or it doesn't.
Yeah.
Outside of that, if I end up, well, no, there's one other thing I care about. That stupid alpha gal thing.
Oh, yeah, where you can't eat meat.
If I ended up not being able to eat meat, I'd be furious.
That would suck, yeah.
That would be the worst
Was that
fate.
a tick, though?
That's a tick.
So you didn't see a tick on you?
No, but it doesn't mean I didn't get a tick.
True.
You know? That's
But
the one
They
thing.
usually latch on, though.
Yes. Oh, that alpha gal. That is the worst.
Probably like a spider.
I'm pretty certain it was. I mean, in my mind, I was like, some spider got me. But I don't overthink it.
Hey, do you have superpowers yet?
Yeah.
That's how it works, right?
Yeah, I certainly do. According to everything, from DC Comics.
Yeah.
Marvel,
yeah.
Yeah. This is how you get superpowers.
Checks out.
It appears my dog was bit by a spider. His superpower is tumors.
Tumors.
Sorry, he just ran into me with his tumor, so I was thinking about it.
Poor dog. But you had a good weekend, even though you didn't really go anywhere and do anything.
No, I didn't.
Too crazy?
I mean, literally didn't even when I was roughing it, I just slept in a hammock in the yard. I really did not venture far,
Yeah.
which for me was fine.
Yeah.
But I would like to go do something this summer. If I get to the end of the summer and it's like I slept in the hammock 25 times, I'm off myself. Like that's it.
We need to get the bikes up and running.
I've had the bikes out just a few times now, like just around the neighborhood.
Yeah, but we haven't
It's
done a
nice.
trip yet.
No. The only place that I seem to be taking bikes is to and from the auto mechanic.
Which one is it now?
Currently the Miata because the 4Runner's so fucked up that I didn't even want to let them do it. I was
Oh, wow.
I will fix that myself.
What was wrong with the 4Runner?
Oh, the exhaust rusted in half.
Oh, nice.
So it's just hanging there. So there's a pipe that goes from the catalytic converter to the muffler.
Yeah.
That pipe doesn't exist anymore.
Do you need that, though?
If you want the exhaust to go from the catalytic converter to the muffler.
Yeah, but can't you just pipe it directly out after the catalytic converter? You don't need a muffler. You don't.
I'd rather have the muffler.
Yeah.
I'd skip the catalytic converter. All that does is save the earth. Not worried about saving the earth. Don't let this tie-dye shirt fool you.
Yeah.
This hippie's for all the wrong reasons.
That's right.
I just taught my daughter what a hippie is because she's all like, she keeps talking about like peace and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you're a hippie. And she was running around barefoot the other night at a concert. And I was like, all right, you're a hippie. And then the other day in Jimmy John's, she saw a sign that said, no hippies allowed.
Yeah.
She was like, I can't believe this. It's like the first time she'd ever experienced discrimination.
Being offended.
It was tongue in cheek in a Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
She's all like, this is outrageous. They won't serve hippies here.
I want to talk to the manager.
Yes. And she has no idea what a hippie is. Every time she's wearing a flower, though, she's like, I'm a total hippie.
That's awesome.
Like,
You know what I realized we didn't even talk about when we opened up the show? We no one can hear you. You just walked away from the mic. Yeah, I'll take a beer. We were minus a couple people, and I bet we're a good 25 minutes in. People are probably like, "What in the holy hell?"
Oh,
is
I
going
guarantee people noticed. They're like, "Boy, that Stu's real quiet tonight," and Ely's just not himself.
Well, Ely's still got the baby, so he's still getting the hall pass. But yeah, we had to let Stu go.
We did.
Yeah, it just wasn't working out.
Failed his drug test.
No, Stu isn't
That's
here.
not accurate,
That's
Stu.
not
Don't
true.
cry.
we usually do it on Monday, and that works for Stu. And Tuesdays don't necessarily work for him, which we get. But Wednesdays don't work for us, and it's just kind of
Try
all
harder.
the balls are in the air trying to figure it out. But I bring it up because I ran into a listener today, and we were talking about things and and then went our separate ways. And he texted me. He goes, "Oh yeah, I meant to tell you, I've really enjoyed listening to Stu on the podcast the past couple episodes." And I said, "Oh, cool. Hopefully he'll be there tonight, and I'll pass it along."
It's
But even
very
though he's not
interesting
here-
that you're getting that. Really? You've had someone come up to you and say they like Stu?
Someone came up and said they like Stu.
I've had multiple people now tell me they like Stu on the show.
Wow. I wouldn't have thought that. I mean, one, yes. Okay.
It just makes me question how low the bar is.
Yeah.
And, like, is that because Ely's so bad?
Ooh, I hadn't thought about that.
It's not us.
No,
We're wizards.
Yeah, we're great.
No, it was interesting. I've had multiple people tell me they really enjoy Stu.
Yeah.
And they say that they like that he brings stuff, like topics to the table.
Yeah.
And, like, is able to keep us going on topic.
I
which I
enjoy
guess
it.
is a bit of a problem of ours.
Yeah.
ADD as fuck.
Well, that's what every good show has, is someone producing on that level where they're, I mean, every good podcast has that guy behind the glass pulling up stuff, researching stuff.
It's true.
And it's been great. So hopefully we'll get him back next week.
I would like that. I enjoy having him here.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I thought Ely was coming back tonight, but paternity leave when you don't get paid, it's really up to you.
Yeah.
It's really up to you how that's going to work out.
Yep.
So I was like, yeah, man, we'll come over to Ely Motors tonight. He's like, Dad, don't worry about it.
You guys just do it at your house.
Yeah, you just do it over there. And he's like, and if I can make it, I'll show up. I was like, ooh, well played. You gave me a 5%er there.
I was going to say, what that meant. I mean, that was a...
Oh, it meant hell no, but
Yeah.
he left the door
Yeah.
open. And I was like, okay.
Hey, I wasn't all the way out. Yeah, you were.
Fair enough, my friend. Fair
We'll
enough.
give it to you.
Hey, did you go to that, like, you were on boats all weekend. You go to that, like, flotilla thing down in Bob Beach this past
Did
weekend?
not make it down there. And actually, I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, I guess it's an annual thing they do down there.
They do it down on
Chicks Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
What?
guess-
Everybody just brings floats and fucking goes.
Yeah, they take boats and then they go down there on this beach. It's in the bay. It's not in the
Yeah,
ocean,
yeah.
so you can get boats to it. You
Uh-huh.
can get up on the shore, and everyone goes there and sets up floats and tents and just parties.
It's always a good time.
Virginia Beach, man, the classiest of all the beaches, managed to fucking leave 10 tons
What?
of trash on the
10
beach
tons?
after a one-day party. To put that in,
I mean, there are like millions of people there. Like, that is so much trash. Like, how many people?
there's a county down in Florida that has beaches, and I can't remember. It was like Daytona, though. It was like
Yeah.
a party beach, and they average 9 tons a summer. And Virginia Beach got 10 tons done in a day.
Virginia Beach said, "Hold my beer, Florida."
Yeah, oh my beer, Florida. I
Or
want to
don't
show you.
throw it on the
something.
ground.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get a new one.
Don't
Florida.
hold it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a fucking piece of trash.
Oh, it took many pieces of trash. 10 tons.
That's almost like 20,000 pounds.
It's exactly
Give or
20,000
take.
pounds. Nope. Actually, that's exactly how the equation works.
The
That's
sad part is, like, that probably wasn't Virginia Beach people.
No one's commuting to Chick Beach.
That's a popular beach.
Is it?
Yeah.
But it's on the bay.
Yeah, but it's still, I mean, it's a tourist destination.
Pretty piss poor.
Yeah.
Pretty piss poor. I'm shocked. I mean, how do you leave that much fucking trash?
That
and
is
floats
so
and,
much
like-
trash.
And I mean, I've been guilty of. I get these like pop up, like porta potty things. You ever seen these? They like fold up into. Like,
Oh, yeah,
they're
yeah.
literally like. They like just look like a disc, and then you
Yeah.
just let it go to go boom,
Well,
and
yeah,
it like
yeah, yeah.
fires up. Well, they're impossible to put back together.
Uh-huh.
I have wrestled with them forever. I tend to leave those at music festivals.
Uh-huh.
It is just usually sitting there, but I will gut it and destroy it and wedge it into a trash can.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but those are disposable to me.
Well, a music festival's a different animal, too, than, like, being out on the beach.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but there is no excuse for being an asshole. This took
No, but there's assholes. Like, every movie you ever go to, people leave shit behind. Every concert you ever go to, people leave shit behind.
it's
We've
just
talked
not
about
me.
that.
It's not me.
It's not me either.
I
like,
just happen to leave that one pop up thing, and I always
Yeah.
feel bad. But I'm like, I can't put it away.
yeah,
I really
mean,
want to.
Well, what I don't get is, like, I'm assuming if you're going to this fucking float festival, you're buying, like, those fancy floats that are $100 a pop. Like, you're just like, fuck it.
Yeah, and then they're just gutting them and leaving
Yeah.
them there. Yeah, it's pretty special, Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
Well done. Way to remember the fallen soldiers
Way
by
to represent.
destroying everything.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob Beach. Thanks for bringing it home for us.
Right on the edge of the Atlantic Ocean and the bay where, like, the shit can just blow in and kill all the fish and all that shit.
And they didn't put enough in there. Is there still great whites?
Were there
We
any
got great
trash
whites rolling
cans?
in.
What's going on?
Oh, apparently there was like a couple trash cans left out there, that just kind of were floating around out there, and like they were filled up by like 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And like no one was coming by to work it, so
Well,
you
there-
can kind of blame
I
that.
was going to say there's probably some logistics blame to be put on Virginia Beach.
You
as-
could have had some logistics.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good start. Like some. Is a
Well,
good-
yeah, because like if you go to a music festival and everybody's pissing and shitting out in the field because there's no porta potties, well, that's not their fault. That's the festival's fault for not preparing for.
Which I'm very excited that Woodstock is going to be one of those.
Is it back on?
Oh, it's interesting. I can't tell what's going on.
It's too late, right?
Yeah, certainly. That doesn't mean they won't throw it.
That's true.
So they end up, to give you a quick rundown of how this all went down, the Woodstock Festival has been unmitigated disaster since the day it was put together. For starters, they did come up with a dope-ass lineup. And as the lineup was getting rolled out, the investing partner said, no more bands, you don't have enough money. And the dude kept saying, fuck you, I'm going to get the Dead, and he kept sending $1 million placeholders, like just checks,
Wow.
to all these bands. So they had way more bands than they ever wanted. All of them were awesome. So when you look at the lineup, you're like, this is
Sounds
sick.
like they all said yes, too.
Oh,
like
of
they probably
course.
weren't expecting everyone to be like, we're in.
So they're cutting checks out of a financer's pocketbook, like this other company. And the whole time they're saying there'll be 150,000 people here. What they never did, they never took the time to get a permit from Watkins Glen saying how many people they could actually have there. So Superfly Productions, which puts on like Bonnaroo and stuff, was like, based on what we're seeing, we don't think you'll get more than 100,000. We think this might not be a go. And they're like, worst case 125. Now the financiers are concerned because they're like, we've got all of our money out there to these bands. But now they're saying that you're only going to have, 100,000 people instead of the 150 you promised, which all of our numbers are based on. So finally,
That's a big difference.
big difference. So the day tickets are supposed to go on sale, April 22nd. No tickets go on sale, which was a red flag for all of us. Like, yo, what the fuck happened here? Turns out they had never even applied for the permits to even put tickets on sale.
But you can always go back, like, for something that big, per my understanding of the way things work, like, you sell the tickets, the permit will go through.
True. And
Like,
that's kind of what he was
yeah.
saying. He's like, fuck you, I'll just sell the tickets.
Yeah.
So they were like,
Once I go to the city or county and go, I need a permit, and they go, fuck you go, I got 150,000 people that think otherwise, and that'll bring in this much dollars, and they go, okay, we'll figure it out.
well, so what they started saying was, doing that threat. The response was, yeah, but what you don't understand is 75,000 people is the absolute max we can host here.
Yeah.
Absolute max.
People don't
So-
think about that when they, I mean, it starts with the pallet house. There's an occupancy that this safely fit in this, and that goes out to that
Yeah,
just keeps
and it's like
extrapolating out.
20
Like,
people
yeah,
in here.
like you get more people. Certain towns do not logistically have the space for that so many people to come in.
They don't have the water. They don't have the trash. They don't
Exactly,
have the
yeah.
infrastructure. They don't even have the roads to get you in.
Exactly.
It's a mess. So it got reduced to 75,000 before they would even consider releasing a permit. That was April 22nd. To this day, the permits have not been issued. But they're saying, oh, don't worry.
Yeah.
We'll get them. But so when the number got cut to 75,000 and finally Woodstock said, okay, 75,000, the financiers are like, you literally don't have enough people coming through the doors
To pay
for
the
us to break
headliners?
even. We're out. So they canceled Woodstock. They
Because
said,
you got to think like the headliners take 90% of the funds, and all the fucking
but you need to pay all the logistics.
I know, but-
all the crews.
yeah. But like the little bands, they probably don't make any money.
No, it's miserable. So they were like, okay, we don't have, like, we're out. The financer left. They were like, screw you, we're gone. At which time also the production company is like, yeah, they haven't given us any resources. Every time we tell them, hey, you can do this, not that, they go, fuck you, we're doing this, not that. And they released a statement that was basically like, if these people host this festival, people are going to get hurt. This is going to be
Yeah.
bad. This is not going to work. We're removing. So now you've lost your finance company and your production company because they're like, you can't put on a safe festival. And these guys are like, you can't put on a profitable festival.
And no one thinks about these things. Like you just show up to the festival thinking,
Yeah.
la-di-da.
It's going to be awesome. I
Yeah.
can't wait till I get there, and it's great. So now you've got like all these bands that are booked, and even they're making jokes. Like, I don't know. I mean, technically I have the money, so I guess I'll play if they host
Yeah.
it. So
They even already paid them, have they?
it's in escrow, but everyone has the money sitting in escrow. So
Wow.
they can, it's there.
Yeah.
They just can't access it yet. So now Woodstock has managed to sue the production company and got some of their money back. So they're like going to move forward. They found a new production company, but here we are like 2 months
I was
out.
going to say but the money is not even the problem now. It's the time. Like, because
They're running out of time.
And if you want to make up time, it's going to cost you money. Because they can do
Yeah.
things to speed up processes, but it's going
But
to
it's
cost you money.
quickly starting to get a fire
Yeah, and
festival vibe to it
And
because
something that big, like when the bike race came through Richmond, I sat in meetings for over a year.
oh
on
yeah,
that. Like, so can you imagine what, like, something as big as Woodstock would
Fish had one that they worked on for 2 years and they had to cancel it at Watkins Glen because they're so inept they couldn't get it together. Something about a water problem.
Yeah.
And that was 2 years
Yeah.
worth of work. So I still may go.
Yeah.
This could be the fire festival, though. Like, everything I bring better be enough for me to live because there's not going to be anything else
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
potentially.
Yeah,
Like,
you
this
better
thing
bring
is a dumpster fire.
5-gallon buckets filled with water.
Yes, and leave with 5-gallon buckets filled with piss.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be a nightmare. So I'm excited. I'm thinking about going, thinking about doing it.
It just must be everywhere.
But everything I look at,
Is the
it's
wife
like,
going to go?
the wife is still like, the wife was like, screw you, we're going. The whole time I was raising flags. Now it's like, looks like it still might actually happen. And I'm like, baby, I still think it's a bad idea, but I think I'm in. And she's like, you have completely convinced me this is a horrible idea. We're not going, but maybe I am in. So we're both kind of on the fence, but we're on different sides of it right now.
Well,
We're-
y'all aren't going if you're not glamping.
Yeah, but just because they say they have glamping and you send them a bunch of money doesn't mean when you
yeah.
arrive there is glamping.
Well, it's not
And
like
that's
there's
a
a
concern.
precedent where this has happened before.
The fire
Oh,
festival
wait. Oh, wait.
literally just happened.
Like 5 minutes ago.
Last year,
Yeah.
we had this exact same scenario unfold, and everybody there. The beauty of that one, though, is they were stranded in the middle of nowhere
Yeah.
with no flights out, no nothing.
I
They
guess
were
with
promised-
Woodstock, everybody's just thinking, like, it's the name. Like, we have that name. It will
For
happen.
the record, the first Woodstock was a disaster.
I think all Woodstocks have been a disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, every one of them has been really, really bad.
Yeah.
Where either there's no water or the first one was like 500,000 people who were crammed into an area and like only like 20,000 people had paid or something
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, so they were all just there.
And that was the first Woodstock was one of those, like, cultural things that was the first of its kind. So, like,
It changed everything.
none of these will be the same. Like, you're just,
No.
it's like a sequel to a movie. You're like, okay, it could be good, it could be fun, but it's not setting a trend. It's not, it's not out in front of anything.
No, it's not the first.
Yeah.
But it could be the first since Fire Festival to go down in flames. And for that, I will be there.
Because they've had, how many Woodstocks have they had?
The original,
Yeah.
69. Then you had like 93 or 94.
Four,
Then you
yeah.
had 99.
Yeah. And they were all pretty bad, if I remember. Like, logistically were bad because it's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So it's a logistics nightmare to start.
But I do believe the one that was the best was that middle one, like the 94, 95.
One of them got hit with bad weather, if I remember correctly.
They've basically all been hit with bad weather.
Yeah, because the original one was bad weather too, right?
Yeah, and God hates hippies.
Yeah. Try to drown them all like rats.
That's what they've always said. Have a shower, assholes. And but yeah,
Oh, he didn't think about all the mud.
the one in 99 though, that was the one that like devolved into fires and chaos and fights and all the craziness. I mean, that was the problem. That was like the Limp Biscuit fights and
The best
everything.
one.
wouldn't say it was the best one. I definitely wanted to be there. I remember feeling like, oh my God, Korn and Limp Bizkit in the same place. This will go down in history as the greatest bands of all time. No.
I still got to get to a festival. I haven't been.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
I'd like to go to Locken. That's always on my to-do list because it's the closest and
There you go.
probably one of the cheaper ones. Because I know all the ones with names now like are super expensive.
Yeah. Oh, and this one, I mean, they should raise the price to an astronomical level if they ever want to make their money. So I can't blame them if this comes in.
There's a punk ska one like in Cleveland or something that looked pretty fun.
You had me at Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Or somewhere in Ohio. It might not have been Cleveland.
Oh, it didn't matter where in Ohio. I was
It's all
in.
the same.
Yeah, that place, it's nice. I'll just leave it at that.
I've only been to Columbus, so I can't really. I've only
Yeah,
heard
you actually
things.
liked Columbus.
Yeah.
I remember you came back like, hey, you know what's all right? Ohio.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's a college town. It's hard to. You don't go to many college towns that aren't pretty cool.
That's actually the truth, right? Any college town in any state is at least going to be the coolest town in the state.
Yeah.
I shall give you that. That seems fair.
Yeah.
So what is that, Ohio State?
Yes. Which,
Okay.
I mean, that's a big college.
So it's the good one, too.
Yeah,
I can't really think of any other Ohio schools.
yeah.
Like if you don't get into Ohio
Cincinnati.
State and you're from Ohio, where do you end up?
Yeah.
That's-
I don't know.
Yeah, Cincinnati, and then after you don't get into that,
Dayton.
boom. Yeah, that's no good.
No.
It's My Dog's Tumor is their mascot. Picture of that thing is sitting there on their helmets. And what are they? The meatballs?
Yeah.
No, it's a tumor. Yeah, they're gross.
So,
Oh, deli time? Is
Is
that
it
what that
deli
was?
time?
Oh, I wish you. I thought you'd never ask. I've got something for us.
yeah, because I brought a deli and then you brought a deli. But I think we should do yours because yours sounds better.
It can't be worse.
Come on now.
You brought the Natter Days, right?
Yeah, which I'd never even seen until my wife sent me a picture of it. And so Natural Light is doing this thing where it's like strawberry lemonade infused natural light. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see what could go wrong there.
Now, since we probably won't do a deli on it, you've already had it, and I've had it too. I had a couple yesterday. I find that they're not that bad. They're just sicky sweet like one would imagine. And I was mixing one in for every 2 or 3 Coors Lights I had, so I didn't think it was that bad. Now, this beer, I thought we've had this. Have we not had this?
Did we already have it?
I've had this beer.
I have too, but have we had it on the podcast?
My brain would not be able to recall that.
You know, now that you say it, I feel like maybe we have.
Well, we're going to do a taste test, so it'll be different anyway.
It's the Lagunitas Daytime. Now that you say it, I feel like maybe we did.
I think we might have. Listeners, let us know.
You know, if you know, I'm in my 5th season, and if this is the first time I've repeated, then it's pretty good. But now that you say it, I know because I know I had it
When
night.
you said you got this, I was like, I think we've done that. But you're usually good about remembering these things. And now that I see the can with the stupid bent nail on it, I'm 99% sure we've
Now
done
that you've said it, I'm like, we've done it. Shit. You got them Natter Days here?
it. We do have the Natter Days.
We could still do it
But
right.
what's funny is I don't remember the Lagunitas Daytime being such a big deal because it was a low-carb IPA, which is,
It truly is.
yeah, it's
It's
98
actually
calories, 3 carbs, which the
And isn't
Slightly
the
Mighty
other
is
one like
3.6.
Yeah.
They're both 4%. Now, the Slightly Mighty is 3 calories less than the Lagunitas.
Yeah, but,
That's,
I get
that doesn't matter.
I get 0.6 of another carb.
Yes.
Psst. Well, what are you watching?
You're watching carbs, so therefore the daytime's the better one.
Well, there, the deli's done. Now I really think we've already done this.
I'm pretty sure we have. But we were going to do a taste test because we still have a Slighty Mighty. Should I crack this daytime? And
I mean, I'm cracking it. Oh, I can tell you already. I can already tell. Now that I've had this.
you know you've had it? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying that's a better beer than the Dogfish.
Really?
As far as an IPA is concerned.
Do we need to
Yeah.
open the Slighty Mighty?
Yeah, let's have
All right.
multiple beers. Why shouldn't I drink far too much? It is Tuesday.
Yeah, these
What
will only be the third and fourth different beers I've had tonight.
It's tough.
Because we're already drinking the premieres. Then I had a Coors Light.
I'm working through all my low-carb beers. Dude, this is how I wake up shredded, bro. Or bloated.
Whoa.
On a bidet.
That Lagunitas is a different beer.
Yeah, like I'm interested to try this Slighty Mighty now right next to it. This is going to be interesting.
Was that cup dirty?
It had all kinds of shit in it.
I didn't take it out of the bag. It was sitting on the bag, so I don't know.
Yeah, it appears to me that someone had shit in this cup and then put it back on top because there was
My bad. You mean drink out of
clearly
the cup?
some marks.
You can have the can.
No, it's all good. Just seeing that you definitely gave me a ton of beer here.
You're welcome. Now this Lagunitas is way hoppier, and I haven't had a sip of the Dogfish Head again, but going off my recollection of last week, the Lagunitas is hoppier.
That ain't even close for me. Like that's a different world.
Yeah, they're way different beers for basically being mirror images of each
They're
other.
supposed to compete against each other.
Yeah.
Like specifically.
I have a favorite.
I bet yours and mine are different.
I would bet that too.
I would bet that because you don't like good things, and I'm a Yeti guy.
That's right. I'm an Arctic / Ozark Trail guy. You're the big money guy, not me. That's why you love buying cars.
I'm sitting here drinking the Slighty Mighty, and yes, it is a refreshing beer, just like we had determined last week. It's a refreshing beer. It's good. It's not a very good IPA. It still has that sweetness in the background
Yeah.
that I'm questioning. This Lagunitas, that is super light because it's still a shitty beer.
Yeah.
But the hop on it, pop, a lot more hop.
The Lagunitas, I would say, has at least 2 to 3 times the amount of flavor kick,
Yep.
the hop kick in the front.
For sure.
So, therefore, my favorite of the two would be the Slighty Mighty because I prefer less hoppy. This Lagunitas, if you like IPAs and you poured this in a cup, or
You'd still be a little
you wrapped it.
disappointed in the IPA.
I don't think you'd know it was a 98 cal 3 carb 4% beer. It doesn't take, none of that lightness comes through.
Oh, it's light. It's light. Like I taste the light in the way it feels. Like it feels like its mouthfeel is a light beer. That's where I'm tasting it, in the feel. That doesn't make any sense. That's where
Got
I'm
3 beers
noticing.
open in front of me. That's great.
Which
So do you.
in North Carolina would be illegal.
3 beers open in front of you?
You can't have 2 drinks in front of you.
Really?
In North Carolina. And I think Pennsylvania, you can't have more than 2 things in front of you.
That is ridiculous.
So if you have a beer, you can't get like a Jaeger bomb because it requires 2 drinks to be put in front of you. And so in the Carolinas, you can't even get a Jaeger bomb put in front of you. They have to just pour Jaeger in your fucking beer.
Oh, wow.
Which sounds gross for some reason, but if you hand me a Jaeger bomb, it doesn't sound gross.
So tobacco company in Richmond
Or I
would be
guess-
shut down immediately.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm trying to use
I
the
need
Jaeger bomb,
10
but Jaeger bombs are Red Bulls.
I need 10 drinks or a car bomb.
Thank you. I was trying to avoid saying the
Yeah.
words. I'm chilling back and forth on these 2 beers.
Yeah.
This Lagunitas Daytime is a much better beer.
I guess we
don't-
should rank it, even though,
I don't get that sweetness in it
yeah.
that I get in the Slighty. It's funny, though, if you go back and forth, they start to confuse your palate
They do.
because they're similarly shitty beers.
Yeah.
But
The more of the daytime I'm drinking too, the less hoppy. The hop profile's diminishing.
Of course,
as
'cause
my
it's
palate
not a
adapts.
great beer.
It's a 3. It's a 3. It's not a bad beer.
I can't remember when I gave the Slighty Mighty. I think I probably gave it a 3 or a 3.5.
Something like that. Yeah, I don't, because we've determined that like a 4 is a deli now, and I don't think
the Lagunitas daytime is at least half a star better. At least.
I tell you what, the Dogfish Head, like they always do, the marketing, the can, everything's so much better. This daytime is stupid looking. It says daytime on it. It's got a nail.
I don't even get what
barely hammered into whatever it's hammered into, and bent slightly. What the hell does that mean? Does it say anything on the can about it? Because I mean, it's so weird and irrelevant. Where the Dogfish Head has the cool colors and all the cool designs on it.
I can't read what it says.
The beer in your hand has achieved what we all hope for ourselves, to be made new again. There's a freedom in burning down the house of expectations, and it confers an undeniable lightness to being. We didn't invent these truths, they invented us. Now I really hate this beer.
It didn't tell me anything.
No.
It's like there was a day,
At 4% ABV.
and on that day there was a fence.
Yeah.
And that fence was in a yard. Oh, thanks for the fucking comments. Didn't tell me anything.
At 4, it also says that 4% ABV and only 98 calories, daytime IPA represents everything we know about making hop forward beer, expressed in a Soto voice, SOTTO.
Okay.
That doesn't tell me anything either.
It's beautiful.
Way to go, Lagunitas.
It's the better beer. I'll give it a 3.5. If I gave the other one a 3.5, then I would give it a 4.
I give the Dogfish Head a 3.5 and the Lagunitas a 3. I like the Dogfish Head better. How much was the Lagunitas? About
$4 a 6-pack.
Really? No.
The look on your face, you were like, "Well, hold on now." My cheap bone just said, "It's going
it's
up
probably
a star."
cheaper than the Dogfish Head. It probably wasn't $9.99 a 6-pack.
I honestly don't know. I was in a rush.
Yeah.
I had to get cauliflower mashed potatoes. That's what I was told to get.
I haven't had those. Are those good?
Cauliflower mash. It's okay if you're
It's not mashed potatoes.
No. But
Just like this beer isn't IPA.
no, but between the two of them, I can't get over how much of a difference I think there is. The Slighty Mighty is fine as a beer.
Well, that was my knock on the Slighty Mighty, right? I said it's trash because it's not an IPA. I feel like if you want an IPA, you're not going to like the Slighty Mighty.
No.
Now, if you want an IPA, you might like the Daytime by Lagunitas.
You're still going to be disappointed in how crazy
but
it
if
is.
you're trying to cut calories and carbs and all that stuff.
But the thing that I brought up last week that was bugging me about the Slighty Mighty is that slightly fake sweet kind of diet soda sweetener taste.
I don't taste that in the Lagunitas. All I taste is the hops.
Yeah, but it's that monk fruit they add, which is their big selling factor.
No, you're talking about Dogfish. I'm talking about
Yeah,
Lagunitas.
I'm saying in the Dogfish,
Oh,
there's
okay.
something in there, and I don't have that here.
Yeah.
So I like that. I've honestly almost drank 2 beers going through these. It's like doing a power hour. This has been a horrible.
Well, you know, one of the
Horrible
podcasts
deli.
we listened to did a power hour recently.
You want to do it?
I've never done a proper power hour where you do one shot of beer.
You'd puke.
I don't think so.
It's a lot of
Now
bubbles.
I've done a power hour where you drink a beer every 12 minutes, which equals a power hour.
No, there's something about the shot every minute.
I meant the alcohol. Like it's the same volume, I think.
Well, again, we need the abacus back then.
Yeah.
'Cause abacus would be great at filling the beers and counting.
Yeah, he's
Because
a
if
great
there's
counter.
one thing he can do is count.
Yes.
And he would say, "It's been a minute. Go."
We do need a I feel like we do need a challenge. We haven't done like we always
we
do
have the light beer challenge, and then we have the power hour needs to be on the horizon.
But we do the holiday drinks. Like I feel like we're like we could battle, like the three of us could battle. Where
well, you can't battle in a power hour.
Somebody's gonna win.
How do you win a power hour?
We would need some judges to see who handled the beer better, who did better.
And what is a win? Like not being hammered, being
I
hammered,
guess.
being funny, being
All
smart.
of the above. We could make rules.
Oh, I would allow the listeners to tell us the rules.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Because I can't come up with that. That seems crazy.
Because we haven't really thrown back on here since we learned that makes for a shitty podcast.
According to a lot of the listeners out there, that makes for a much better podcast.
Yeah.
So I can't keep up.
That's when we're known to say silly shit.
Yep. I'm about to say some silly shit.
Let the guard down.
If you've been watching all these commercials, I just looked up and saw another ED commercial.
Dude, I don't even understand what all that shit is for. Is it for boners or is it for hair?
Well, it's both. They're basically saying, you suck, guy, for one of a handful of reasons. We can fix you.
Yeah.
That's basically what they're doing. But it's all of the above. It's for hair. It's for boners. It's for.
Is it one pill that fixes your boner and your hair? How does it work?
That magic pill would have to be made from rhino tusk.
It seems so weird. I'll tell you, the freaking TV is littered with them. I mean, it's every other commercial, every commercial break.
Yeah, I mean, based on my calculations, no man has had a hard-on in 20 years.
Seriously.
Like, it's bad.
Yeah, I didn't know ED was, like, so prevalent. Like, you're the weirdo if you don't.
It's only prevalent here on the weekends. During the week, I'm strong like bull.
Yeah.
But no, they're so they got the Get Roman.
Yeah.
They got the hymns.
Yeah. Four hymns. And originally it was like the Nugenics ads. Yeah.
And all that shit. But that was before they became like a Dollar Shave.
Those were always hilarious because it's like the 30-something-year-old white chick who's like, is that Frank Thomas over there? Like, who the fuck would recognize Frank Thomas?
With a flaccid penis? What happened, Frank? My girlfriend said you used to just knock the bottom out of her. You look like a weak old man.
Yeah, and then she's like, hey, honey. She's like talking to her husband. Hey, honey, there's Frank Thomas. And he's like, oh, I'm using Nugenics, and it's great for in the bedroom, too.
Yeah. Like, wink, wink.
And the awkward husband sitting there like, my wife wants to take on the big hurt.
Go for it, babe.
Yeah.
I'm not taking that shit. It could be. It's horrible for my liver. But so I've been watching these because these Romans and these for hymns, these are like the Dollar Shave Club of Dick Med and Rogaine.
Yeah. They figured it out
now that Rogaine and Propecia and Sildenafil and
whatever happened to them?
You know, all of that stuff came out of, I don't know what they call it when it was under. What is that under patent at that point? Yeah, the patent expires.
Yeah. They
and then
like
it gets to go back to generics at that point because you've lost the patent. And so now they could start making it. So now you've got Levitra and all that shit, in the generics. So that's what they're selling. It's just all of that. So you can get Propecia if you want it.
But does Propecia and Rogaine, do those even work? I always see them like.
It depends on the kind of baldness.
Yeah. Because I see like the before and after pictures, but then like I've known friends that have used it and said like basically it'll halt.
That's it. It'll stop it in its tracks. It won't regrow your hair.
But they make it. I mean, the ads are like,
dude, I got a buddy who started using it in college. This dude was destined to be bald by 23. And he started using it in college, and his shit was already going bald to the point like we're making fun of him.
Yeah.
And he starts putting that stuff on every night. You see him today, he looks a tad better than he did then. So a little something has happened.
Yeah.
But the most amazing thing is he has maintained for a long time.
Yeah, but that's a 20-year / maybe 40, 50, 60-year like drug where you're paying like $50 a month, $100
well, that's
a
it.
month.
You know that it's the kind of drug that as soon as you stop,
Yeah.
It's over. But that's fine. If you got, if you're willing to invest, if your vanity is strong enough that it requires $60 a month, then so be it.
I can't imagine. My vanity is not that high. Like,
But no, yours isn't.
My
but
hair
mine
falls
is.
out.
If that started
I'm
happening,
rocking the buzz cut.
there's no chance. I'd be like,
So are you taking all this stuff?
no, I just look great. I just look great. No, I'm not taking anything. Like I've never actually ordered from these sites. But I mean, there'll be no shame in my game. If my dick stops working, boom.
No, I'm talking about your hair. Are you worried about your hair?
No, if my hair, if my hair started falling out, same difference. I'd be on it.
So you don't think your hair's thinner than it was 20 years ago?
I look at like photos and examine them. Like I go back and find photos and go, no, there's widow peaks about where it was.
Yeah.
Now, if you listen to all my douchebag friends, they tell me,
of course.
they're riding back. But I'm like, I'm looking at photos from college. I feel like it's still the same. So no, I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah.
But trust me, if it starts falling out, I'll fix it. But you know what? I won't even get the medicine. I'll plug it up.
And you would do it for you, but not the wife.
Oh, it's literally only for me.
Yeah.
I put all my butt hairs in my head and be like, very pleased.
Well, Joe Rogan said that the plugs don't really work, and he wished he'd never done it.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah.
I thought that was the solution.
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, he did it, and then
That
he
beer
hated it.
But Lagunitas guy.
All right.
I'm all in. Oh, having them side by side is changing my whole perception of that
we
beer.
knew that the Dogfish Ale was a super, super light beer.
But now all I'm tasting is that fake sweet.
I don't taste that.
Really odd to me. Weird. But have you noticed these For Hims ads?
Oh, yeah.
How
could you not notice them?
They're everywhere, but I think they're clearly they're very gay.
You think they're targeting a certain group of people?
I think they're either targeting homosexuals or they're tapping into the latent homosexuality that's in men who aren't.
I would say the latter because
it's very odd.
We always talk about, women have to meet this beauty standard that's unattainable, right? Like the supermodels. But every dude on TV is good looking. Of course. You buy a pack of Fruit of the Loom underwear, the dude on it has a six-pack.
Oh, the dude is shredded.
Yeah.
But I understand that. I want the underwear to look good. These For Hims commercials.
I want to know what the underwear looks like on my body.
No one's going to buy that shit. You wouldn't even buy it. You would walk past it and go, that looks like shit.
Well,
I'll take the shredded dude's underwear.
No, but I'm saying, you see, whether it be the boxers, the boxer briefs, the tidy whities, the shirts, whatever clothes you're buying, you're like, I don't look like that dude at all. So, it doesn't help me judge how, should I buy it? Should I not buy it? It's weird.
I'll give you that. There's a place for it.
Yeah.
And it should be on the internet when I go to their site.
Yes.
Where I go, here's
yes.
the body type, and then
Well,
allow
that's
me to
where,
see it.
Duluth has
Yes. But if I
figured out.
walk into Target and I'm walking along and they got a 300-pound guy in underwear and then
Yeah.
they got this 180 rip, I'm probably going to be
chances
like,
are you'll be like, I'm more like this guy.
yeah, I'm a little more of this than that.
Yeah.
I understand I'm not that, but
Yeah.
closer to that than that. But these For Hims ads are blowing my mind. Because it's all dudes in the shower, right?
Yeah.
And they're washing their hair. But if you watch, they're always winking at the camera. They're sticking their tongue out like, I'm having so much fun. And then it's emojis, emojis, emojis. Now, any man who's texting his friends knows you don't use a bunch of emojis. But if you look at the background of these commercials, they're emojied out. Hearts, smiley faces, winky faces, dick in the mouth emoji. Wait.
Oh, no, wait, what?
I don't know. Maybe that one wasn't there. But they're running like crazy across the screen. And then, as these dudes are having so much fun naked in the shower, rubbing their heads, it ends with a guy who's just sitting there doing nothing but dropping it. He's twerking and he's dropping his ass.
What?
Now, he's at a subway, train station, and he's sitting there on the platform and he's freaking and he's dropping his ass on something. What? I don't know.
Yeah.
But what the hell does a guy twerking as the final image in the ad have to do with either boner pills
Or hair loss.
Or hair loss.
Yeah,
nothing.
It's really weird because, as we've talked about on the podcast, like, we do childish things. I mean, we're all teenage boys, and we
all
Marco
are.
Polo each other. We say offensive, silly
But
shit.
I think a couple dudes winking in the shower or one dude dancing.
Yeah.
Or, like, if you're dancing out with your friends and there's girls around and you're twerking, it makes a little more sense. There's not a girl in the whole thing. It's naked dudes, and then it's a dude twerking at
What
the
do you
end.
think they're targeting that type of people, that clientele, because maybe they're more vain? Like, your 50-year-old
Yes.
blue-collar guy gives zero fucks about his hairline. Like,
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right because you're targeting guys who are extremely self-conscious,
yeah.
which is probably going to be more of your homo, and then dudes that are on the spectrum headed towards it,
Or the metrosexuals,
but a
if you
metrosexual
will.
clearly is. Like, I got some metrosexual, right?
Yeah.
Like, I tend to worry about that shit, but I think they went after it a little too aggressive,
A little too
That's all I'm saying.
hardcore.
That is it. It's pretty hardcore. Like,
Yeah.
as I'm watching it, I'm like, I know what I'm watching here. Like, this is more Grindr than Tinder. That's all I'm picking up on. And I'm just like, maybe I'm a Romans guy. My dick doesn't get hard for manly reasons.
Yeah.
Like,
It's all the stress of my life.
you know what gets me hard? For Hims commercials. It seems to fix the problem.
Yeah.
Like, what is this
now
problem?
Now I have a whole new set of problems I need to figure out.
Every order comes with a flip book.
Yeah.
I fixed the glitch.
Honey, we're going to have a talk.
Yeah.
Oh, look who just walked in.
What's going on, man? That was out of left field.
He was just texting me.
Oh, I see that. Apparently.
He was like, hey, how's it going? I said, we're still going.
Well, this is an unexpected surprise. Out of nowhere, my favorite bar just walked into my backyard.
To your own bar.
Yes.
Funny how that works.
We got Terrence just walked in from Penny Lane Pub. How are you, man?
Doing well, gents. How we doing?
I'm doing very well. Glad to have you
He's
here.
probably disappointed. He thought Stu was going to be here.
Well, I do believe that they are related in the fraternity.
That is the rumor.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that makes sense.
Oh, they're like
That's his big
Yeah,
brother.
yeah,
big
he's-
brother? Oh, okay.
He's my
Yeah.
little brother. Yeah.
You want to get as close to that mic as you can.
I'm on it.
Oh, there
There
it
you
is.
go.
I love it. Have you tried, for the record, Slighty Mighty by Dogfish Head yet?
The low-cal, low-carb dogfish head,
In my fridge at home.
and you have not tried it. Oh, this is part of the box you
It
were
is.
telling me
So
about,
I tried one the other night when I got back from the pool.
but not the Slidey Mighty?
That
And
was
have
one,
you-
Yeah,
Oh, it was
Have
one
you
of
tried
these?
the Lagunitas Daytime?
that I have not.
This is a far better ultralight IPA.
May I
But
gander
you could
it?
have one if you'd like it.
I just want to take a look.
So
It's on the
Terrence,
tail end. I don't know that you want that particular sip of beer. Would you like the ass end of my daytime?
Terrence was telling me about the new box. He got the sampler box of Dogfish Head that they have made a water-resistant box that you just add ice to, so it's basically its own cooler.
It's basically a thin layer of wax that will degrade over time. This is not a Yeti.
yes.
It's a 12-pack still.
Well,
It's just
I've heard of these before, but I've never seen one, so I didn't know if it like was rubber lined or like what, like to what level
yeah,
it was.
seems like
actually.
it's like a light layer of wax, and you
Uh-huh.
can just dump ice in it. But you will get a full day. Like
And
if
it-
you dump
but
a
it will
bag of
leak.
ice on
It'll probably be leaking. Like it's not.
Yeah, I mean, don't put it on your carpet.
Yeah,
Put it in your boat.
yeah. Put it like you're tailgating.
Oh, tailgate, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And it will hold some. What it will do is it'll hold the integrity of the box.
Yeah.
And that matters on some level.
Then you don't have to worry about lugging a cooler around.
It wasn't a $50 12-pack, so I think it will degrade eventually.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
it will. It
But
absolutely
not for
will.
drinkers like us.
No, no, no.
We'll
It's actually the right amount of resistance to water, you know? It's like this is only going to take me 4 hours.
Like the Yeti can koozies, the metal ones that'll keep your beer cold for 12 hours, and you're like, and for what for? Like,
it's the only Yeti product that I don't stand behind
Yeah.
completely because I'm like, this is a giant pain in my ass to unscrew this and put it in every
I do
time.
have a spot for it. There is the perfect world for that, and of course I have the knockoff. But when you're on the water / in the water, that metal koozie is where it's at because the regular koozie gets sopping wet and does zero.
Sure. It's got
so
it-
when you're in the pool or you're on the lake, and
But you're still
sitting around the water,
unscrewing it and screwing it in. It's a bit
it
of
doesn't
a-
matter. doesn't get wet, because once that foam koozie you have gets wet with water, it
It's
loses
really
all
worthless.
properties. Yeah.
I'll give you that.
So whenever I'm at the pool or in the lake, I got the metal one.
Do they have the size for that dude at the pool that drinks the 24-ounce Genesee?
No, yeah, we have a buddy at the pool who drinks Genesee, which is like a malt liquor from Canada, and he buys the.
I thought Genesee was a cream ale.
This is I think a different version of Genesee. That is correct.
That's unfortunate. Okay, it's something far
This is more
worse.
like a malt beverage version of a Genesee.
You buy it like he
sounds
gets it like
good.
7-Eleven, like it's
The Sheets
the Sheets
around the
has
corner
it.
is
Yeah,
like the only place I've ever seen it.
yeah.
Genesee now makes a ruby beer, and I haven't tried it yet, but I've seen it in the store, and I keep looking at it, going, your original beer sucked.
Yeah.
I can't understand how you've got a whole new variation on your beer, but they do.
So
have
Terrence, you're a beer snob, and you bought that Dogfish Head. You like Dogfish Head products?
Terrence is a ridiculous beer snob.
Yeah, oh,
for
yeah.
the record, you're an old speckle hen drinker.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah.
You get that on a nice nitro pour. That's a beautiful thing.
We do love nitro pours.
I heard you
around
guys
here.
talking about Smithwick's.
Did you hear how he
Smithwick's.
said it? Did
Yeah.
you hear how he said it?
Um,
Now that is a grown man who just immediately said Smittix.
You know,
Now,
I
I am correct, right?
Yes.
It is.
You're
100%
100%
correct.
correct. I was just fucking with you.
Oh, now it comes out, man. See, the people who listen to that episode will never make it this far.
But
in this
but it
episode.
is funny that it's literally Smithwick's, and then like they just mispronounce it, and everybody's like, "But that's how you do it. You mispronounce it on purpose."
I'll tell you small story about where my beer snobbery comes from, I think.
Well,
Okay.
you have a legit reason,
Right. So grew up in a pub,
Yeah,
drinking beer my whole life.
kind of helps, yeah.
Does help.
Not domestic.
Went to Radford.
Gross.
And at
forced
some-
to drink shit beer.
So, yeah.
Joined a
could only
fraternity.
afford, right.
Yeah.
Had the Natty Light, all that good stuff. Remember coming back for a summer, working at Penny Lane, getting a Bass Ale, and just going, oh, this is terrible. Oh, no.
Yeah,
I've converted to only liking Natty Light. And I was like,
you
so
ruined
you went
yourself.
all
Right.
back
Yep, I was like-
intentionally.
I was like, never again. So,
So you forced yourself to become a beer snob.
yes.
I have a whole new respect
yeah. I mean,
for how this happened. You
It
recognized your
scared me
faults.
early at 21 and a half.
Look at this.
I mean, being surrounded by good beer all the time, I get it. I mean,
This is how I'd like to think Dirty Dancing really went down. Like, she was revolting, and she was off at college, and then one day she came back after that sack of shit was gone. That's stupid. I don't remember what his name is. Patrick Swayze, motherfucker. Get rid of him. She comes back and goes, Dad, you were right all along. It was good beer. I'm going to go back to not dancing and doing it right. That's what you did. I like it. Dirty Dancing douche.
did not know you were going to take that angle.
Yeah.
Didn't know where I was going with it. Just started coming out of my mouth. I was like, really?
Johnny.
Talking
I think
about
his name was Johnny.
That dirty son of a bitch.
Yeah, slept with the 16-year-old or whatever it was.
Yeah. Yeah. That's illegal.
And how old was he?
How old was she supposed to be in that movie?
Well, they called her baby, so I'm pretty sure she was skewing younger.
He was fully aware of what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a sinful movie.
Yeah.
I was clearly in the camp of stop dancing.
Yeah.
Stop it now.
Yeah.
Let's go to church. We're at the lake. Sit down.
This
Enjoy the
doctor
view.
works his ass off all year so he can take off like 2 months and take his family to like some sweet ass resort. And his
Yeah, now she's being exposed to
little daughter
abortions
just getting-
and dancing. It was a fucking miserable.
She grew up that
She grew up
summer.
fast.
She grew up real fast that summer. See, but Terrence had the wherewithal to come back from that summer and go, Dad, it was sinful as fuck. I'm going to stop drinking this Beast Light.
He's probably never been more proud of Terrence.
There's a glisten in his eye. Oh, my son.
You've done it.
I wish I could do a proper English accent because he probably said something along those lines.
I bet it was something similar to
Yeah.
it. It's been glorious.
So what is your favorite beer? What do you have? What's your go-to, like, or top 2 or 3? Like, you obviously drink. I see you drink a lot of different
Yes.
beers.
I
So I don't-
hardly get rutted in one particular type or a specific beer. Guinness is always just
Yes.
it's hard. I mean, it's just like default, like at a pub, at a new place.
Yeah.
You go to Chicago, go visit.
Yep.
Boom.
Can't go wrong with Guinness. But
Yeah.
like there's certain IPAs I go through. IPA is probably number 2.
Uh-huh.
And it just depends on like High Lie I love right now, but I'll probably love something else next year.
Everybody loves that High Lie stuff, man.
I figured out, I think it's like the citrus hops, like the certain.
They have a new one. Did you see they have a new.
From Cigar City?
Cigar City has a new one that they've done. The can intentionally looks very much like High Lie, but it's something else. And I almost bought it today because I was like, they're really chasing after their. Because Cigar City makes a lot of good beers.
Yeah.
I really like, they make a wheat beer that is phenomenal, and I cannot for the life of me remember its name right now, but it's so good. And the High Lie is oftentimes an IPA that big hopheads love to talk about as this is a very good beer. So I'm glad you brought that one up. That's a strong beer. But you brought up Guinness first. like a
Rightfully so.
Like
Yeah.
that's the nectar. That's the origin.
It's the perfect beer.
Perfect beer.
Perfect beer. I can't argue with it.
Like the clock on the wall right there. It's brilliant. It's
Oh, yeah,
brilliant.
Guinness. I got Guinness back here. Got Guinness over here. Yeah, this is a Guinness bar, despite not having any
Is
Guinness.
that the
in
one
it.
you're talking about?
Yeah, this is exactly what I'm trying. What is this guayaba bullshit? That's another IPA.
Guayabera.
You ever had that one?
I have not had that one.
It does look like a High Lie. It's
Yeah.
a Citra Pale Ale.
See, they took the things I like about the High Lie.
Invasion
But a
is
pale
a
ale?
tropical pale ale.
Yeah, but the High Lie is an IPA with Citra hops. This is a pale ale.
They make a lager.
Looks
the
like
Cigar
a
City.
course.
Yeah.
And I think the lager for
Tampa
Cigar
style
City was
lager.
one of the top, like in the top 50 beers of all time, and it was like one of the top 3, I think.
Whoa.
Like that lager, when you showed me the can, I remember just
I've
reading
never
the
had
top
that
list.
lager.
I haven't either.
Desperately want to try that now.
Have try it, yeah. Add it to our to-do list.
A couple of local Richmond
Oh,
guys
there's a
got in the
oak-aged
top beers.
IPA, High Lie.
I've seen
I don't want any part of that nonsense.
it. wasn't great. I didn't
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
I could tell you that going in. They keep sticking stuff in wood, thinking it's going to make it better,
Doesn't.
and it does. And it's like, why do you keep bourbon barrel aging
Boozes
everything
the
I like?
shit out of it.
Now there are certain things that yes, they do get a little better with the, but not everything. In
No.
fact, I'd say 90% of the shit does not get better.
Bourbon's good.
Yeah.
Bourbon is good.
Let's
And
leave it at that.
You know where they don't put bourbon?
In beer
Inside
barrel?
of beer barrels and then serve it to me. Because some things are meant to stay apart. Allow there to be separation between my alcohols.
I love Guinness, and I will try anything with a nitro pour. I just love nitro pours. I don't know the silky smoothness of it. I like it all.
It changes everything. It all stems from the Guinness.
Yeah.
Like they were the only ones doing nitrogen pours. For the
Have you ever tried
longest
the
time.
Guinness IPA?
I have. I thought it was pretty average.
It's weird because my brain still wants to think Guinness.
Yeah.
Yet I'm tasting.
Every
But
time
But I
Absolutely.
like the
IPA.
Guinness Blonde.
The Guinness Blonde is not bad.
I like that beer. And you know what, though? They've completely deviated from saying, oh, this is an Irish beer. They're like, oh, no, this is Baltimore. Make this right here.
put that stink on the USA.
That's right.
My first legal beer, I think, was a Guinness Gold, which doesn't exist now.
For a reason.
But when I was 18, Dad and I went to up to DC. Ended up at the Irish Embassy because Ireland was playing USA
Hold on.
soccer
and
game.
the drinking age is 18 in the embassy? 'Cause
That's
you're on-
that's the assumption I went in with. Whether that was legal or true or not, I was like, I grabbed the beer.
There's probably
and
no drinking
Yes.
age there,
Yeah.
honestly.
because Dad looked at me and said, "Hey, I'll take one." He's like, "Hey, don't take a piss." And I was like, "Hold on, no, I'm 18. This is Irish soil. We're good."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, all right then." That was it.
Ah,
And I was
That's
like,
the
boom. So to
best.
me, Guinness Gold is a fantastic beer.
You know, I've
never had it.
My
They
first
don't make it
beer
anymore?
was the Gold Miller Genuine Draft. So I did have a gold,
yeah,
but it
MGD.
was a horrible beer. I still can't drink that shit. I don't even think they make it anymore. I think it went the way of all gold beers.
for a
Just-
reason.
Just trash.
Like that dry phase and all
Oh,
those things.
why ask why?
Trabo
It's
dry.
trash. Yeah, that's not great. I wish my first beer had been on Irish soil. That's respect.
Should be for you.
It's well done. It would have been a much better beer. Mine was an MGD in a treehouse.
What do y'all? That was your first legal one?
Yes, yes, yes. With a fucking 12-year-old I met in the neighborhood. I was like, I want you and I to have our first beer together.
I think my first beer was
Yes.
like at 15. I was throwing darts with my stepdad, and he gave me like half a Miller Lite. That sounds about right, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Now, I remember I had that MGB.
USA.
I thought it was the worst beer I'd ever had. And then the next time I drank beers, I went to a place I worked, and we were in like the employee lounge area after hours, the back area. And there was this dude that worked there. He looked like Tom Cruise, and he was a lifeguard. He got all the women.
Yeah.
Like, it was ridiculous how many women this guy got. And he had a couple women back with him at the end of the day. You know, it's after hours. It's just the lifeguards hanging out. And I'm the snack bar boy. Like, that's my
That's
job.
the lowest of the low.
The lowest. I'm the Snickers ice cream bar and hot dogs with cheese
Yeah,
on
yeah.
them guy all day. And they're out there just pulling chicks.
Yeah.
They're lifeguards. So this Tom Cruise looking motherfucker.
Because
is
they're
like,
all like, dude, I'm just saving lives out here. It's like, you haven't gotten off that goddamn chair all day. What are you talking about?
yeah, did you talk to your mom?
Yeah.
Well, that's basically it right there. So you got a window into my
I
world.
blew the whistle at that one kid a couple times.
So this dude's back here drinking beers, and he's like, hey, you want some beers, bro? And I'm like, yeah, he's surrounded by chicks.
Yeah.
It's after hours. We're in the lounge. Yeah, I want some beers. I'm sitting there drinking beers with this guy, and it devolved very quickly to the point where they're like, hey, this little shit, you can just haze the hell out of him.
Yeah.
So I'm like this young kid. They're in there just trying to impress chicks. I'm not kidding. My first time ever getting drunk, I ended up tied to a pole with a toilet seat around my head while they kept funneling more beers into me.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, this is the greatest night of my life. And at that point, I didn't think anything of it.
He loves it.
But looking
Keep
back,
going.
you realize,
They were dicks.
yeah,
They
not
were
cool.
hazing the shit out of me so they could get laid. But I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm hanging out with all the chicks and the cool
I'm
guys.
in the in crowd.
Yeah. Got a damn toilet seat around my head
You
tied
are
to a
not
pole.
in the in crowd.
But they kept feeding me beers, and I was like, I'm in the in crowd. And then I had to drive my dad's car home, which
So
was
the first time you drank, you drunk.
I drove drunk. Yes. The first time I drank, I piloted a Mustang GT convertible home. Now, it was in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I literally only had to go down a neighborhood block, turn right, and go down another neighborhood block. It must have taken me half an hour. I was doing 3 miles an hour in a Mustang. Brr, 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 brr. Creeping along. I
didn't
pulled
even hit the
over at
gas.
one point, like, this is so hard. And like, I did get it home, but not my finest moment.
That's awesome.
I assume my boy got laid.
I'm sure he was fine.
I did not.
With or without you.
I did not.
He was going to be all right.
Yeah, he was going to figure it out, but he thought,
Yeah.
you know what's the fastest way to a woman's heart? Putting a toilet seat on this dummy's head and tying him to a
He's
pole.
in some child. I mean,
Worked. But when you're like, Lord knows how old he was.
yeah.
He was old enough to be a firefighter.
Yeah, he could have been 18, though. He might not even been.
Yeah. That's what all these lifeguards were, firefighters. It's like all the local firefighters
Uh-huh.
would then just lifeguard over there in the sun, like on their days off
Yeah.
and just make money hand over fist, and that's where they get all their chicks.
Firefighters and lifeguards.
Yeah, because you're
Yeah.
obviously certified.
Yeah.
So then on your
You're
day
not a
off,
certified lifeguard. That's a whole different certification.
I'm sure it's not hard to get when you already have the firefighter certification.
Yeah, probably. I mean, you're already first aid CPR certified, so then you just got to go through the.
I mean, which one do you want
The
coming
swim
to your
training.
rescue?
Swim training, a hazing
Yeah.
training,
Yeah.
toilet bowl.
Here's how you
Yeah,
make underage
exactly.
kids. Here's how you tie an underage kid to a pole and force cheap beer down his
You're
gullet.
in.
Brilliant. Well, he passed that one with flying colors.
Killed it.
He got his badge that night.
Yeah.
I know that. Certification? Check. It was an interesting night. When was the first time you got drunk, Troy?
I was definitely 15. I don't remember the first time I got drunk because
First time you had a beer. You had that
I was
shitty
like,
beer.
I was like, well, actually, I had to have been. They divorced when I was 14, so that was
probably
I was-
because of all the beer you were drinking.
well. My
I
stepfather,
blame you.
my stepfather drank a lot of beer. Like
He left because of you.
he was a blue collar guy, and like every day after work, beers were crushed at my house. Like there was a lot of beer drinking in my house for sure. By the time I was driving, I was drinking every weekend for sure.
Isn't that crazy? Amazing.
16. I mean,
But that's not everyone's story, but that for our age,
Yeah.
it's crazy how many times.
Yeah.
In this day and
stories are
age,
similar.
people don't drink like that.
not
Like
at
the
all.
younger generation.
Shit, kids don't drive anymore. I was talking
Yeah.
to a coworker the other day. I asked about his granddaughter because I'd worked with this guy for 20 years. I remember when the kid was born. I said, "How's she doing?" He goes, "Getting ready to get her driver's license." I go, "She's older than 16, right?" "Yeah, she's 19." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, yeah, because who
There's
fucking
no
waits
rush.
3 years?"
There's
Like,
no rush now.
How is there no rush?
dude. It's so
no
weird.
sense of urgency, nothing.
Antsy
Yeah.
as can be.
Because, well, think about it. When we were growing up, you had to get your car to get out of the house to go see your friends, to go
Yeah.
meet up with them, do everything. Everyone's
Yes.
on their phone, Snapchat, and doing whatever. Like, you're with your friends all the time, even if you're not physically there. So
I guess it makes
the desperate need
sense.
to
I
get
just-
there.
It's
is
come
not- doesn't
down
exist.
like it's trickled down. Like a lot of kids don't even ride bikes. When we were kids, like your bike was your first car. Like that's how you got out. Like I got to go see my buddy, so I'm getting on this bike and riding, 2 miles down the road. Like I
And
know a
you're
lot of
damn
kids
right.
that are 10, 12 years old that don't know how to ride a bike.
I mean, I had to force my kids to learn how to ride a bike. I know both your kids were riding bikes early. I'd see them tearing around the neighborhood. My girls, I was like, get outside. We're
Yeah.
going to learn to ride bikes today, but I don't care. I will be a failure if you can't ride a bike.
They teach
I don't
bike
care if you can't read. You're going to ride a bike.
at my kids' school. They teach bike riding in the 4th grade.
Really?
We have a rack of bikes, and if you don't know how to ride, you're going to learn. And they teach bike safety. Hand
actually
signals.
awesome.
Yeah.
Kind of respect that.
But yeah, it's just a lot of people just don't want to do it. Like you said, your friends, you got your phone, you got your gaming system. I can talk to my friends whenever I want. I could,
like while you're playing
yeah,
Minecraft or
I can hang out,
Fortnite
I can,
or whatever you're doing.
Air quotes, hang out with my friends whenever I want.
So, Terrence, you'd be a good guy to ask to see if you've had these conversations. Do you know why millennials and those younger than millennials drink less than the generations prior?
Do they see what we've done to ourselves?
They've learned from our mistakes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm talking to bar people all the time.
So they're always drinking. They're
It's-
like,
it's
there
a
is
self-selecting
there is some
group.
insight that I've gotten by always being around 25-year-olds. Like I keep
Yeah.
getting older and they keep staying the same age.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are the people that are want to be in the bar business. So
Yeah.
oh, yeah. So I was wondering if you've heard
But-
like from them, like, because the generation does drink less.
sure, yeah. Like,
To the
absolutely.
point
I've got-
that, are you making mocktails yet?
no,
Are you considering it?
no.
Okay. Because
He has a pub, so
'Cause
they
it's
have
like-
like an image they have.
I
for-
get that,
yeah.
but there's apparently like some bars are now having to like have a couple good mocktails on the menu.
Which is not a terrible idea. Because
It's a
there's plenty of
great
people
idea.
that like
Talk
still want to
about
go
the
out
markup.
and they want to have a drink. But
Yeah,
they
you want to have a fancy
either
drink.
don't drink or
I
just
want something with ginger in it, a
Yeah.
little bit of lime, but no booze.
yeah. I still want to be hanging out, but I don't really.
I
drink
want to
anymore.
pay $8 to $10 for a drink that
Yeah.
doesn't do anything for me.
But they
You
will.
just have one. You
They
just
will.
have the one of them.
When
That's-
you're
that's true.
muddling rhubarb,
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh shit, yeah, rhubarb," and it came from the Himalayas.
Yeah.
like then they're willing to pay for it. But apparently, millennials and those younger are not drinking as much. I assumed it was a health thing.
But there's like a straight edge thing, right? For a lot of this crew.
A lot of straight edge
There
kids
is,
are under
for sure.
21.
Yeah.
I've known straight edge kids that have the tattoos and live the straight edge life until they can legally drink. And they're like, hold on, wait, what? What was I doing? It's like, yeah, it's easy.
Oh,
to
I
be-
was on the proud team. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was all in on that stuff.
Yeah.
but I was
It's
reading.
easy to be
reading
a
why-
virgin when you're not, getting girls
Yeah.
hollering at you.
I totally regret my Virgin for Life tattoo on my lower back. It's not a good call. I didn't know I would have liked it that much.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a kid in a toilet seat.
Yeah, you're young.
I was like, yeah, put it on my back, tattoo
Yeah,
it forever,
sure.
Virgin for Life. I get it. Yeah, I didn't know.
Save yourself for marriage.
But apparently, the reason they don't drink as much has nothing to do with being health conscious. I thought it was a health thing. Like they understand that the
Yeah, yeah.
calories are no good, and that it's doing harm to your body. It turns out that it's actually a direct reflection of social media
That
because
makes sense.
they would get pictures taken of them, video taken of them when they were doing things they didn't want to do, and then they could not get rid of that moment in time
Yeah, because it lives
it would get
in
shared.
infamy forever.
and moved around. And so the thought of being embarrassed or shamed on social media outweighs the desire to catch a buzz. And so because of this is like, if I read these like these studies on it, and that's the number one reason quoted. I don't want it to live on and haunt me through the rest of high school.
What if you went back to the pool and there's your picture? Everyone's walking around with Facebook going, hey, there's Brendan taped up to the pole.
I found it hilarious,
Yes.
but I was a different kind of breed.
Sure.
Like, I had pictures of me in some pretty dumb shit, but I also didn't have to deal with the true hardcore influence of social media as it is today. I mean, this shit's crippling.
Yeah.
Like, people are offing themselves because they just keep getting fucked with on social media. So they just can't handle. Now, take a lesson from the Kardashians, kids. I never thought I'd say it. And from Paris Hilton. But a horrible video can actually make you quite famous if you rebound correctly.
Yeah. Do
So
it right.
trust me on this. I became quite popular after being the asshole at the party who was really nice the next day. Like, I did something stupid, and then I was fun. And they're like, oh,
Yeah.
he's just fun. I was never mean. But the Kardashians and Hilton, they got banged out, and then it got thrown out on the internet, and they became famous because of it.
Even bigger, yeah.
And they've parlayed it properly. Paris Hilton was a no-name nobody. You just knew her grandfather's hotels. The Kardashians, that's not famous. Her dad was the only one who ever did anything famous. Freed OJ.
Yeah, he was involved in the murders.
Well, he was involved in the trial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very,
Well, no, he
very
was friends
careful.
with OJ too. Like, I think he was around the whole evening of all
Well,
that.
he was no Kato Kalin.
No.
Wasn't
But-
that good a friend? That's a star.
Oh, here's your for him. I'm telling you, man, this one is rough.
Real guys. I said, which one am I?
It's just the way they portray it. It's just way too fun. All the like this guy
Yeah.
killed. Like, this is way too
Blowing
playful. And now
bubbles
look
out
at
of
all
his
these
hands.
emojis. That's way too many emojis. But then this guy at the
They were
end,
doing like that TikTok thing.
This
also.
guy at the end. Like, what is this? What is happening?
Wow, that was
what are
weird.
we getting after on
I
this?
I have not seen that commercial before.
It's a little.
When we were talking
little
about
much.
it right before Terrence got here, like we're young men still. We act like we do Marco Polo, we do silly shit, but like that's weird. That's just really weird.
It's just a little much. Like, Will Marco Polo, like,
What was it? A hair? What was the product?
that's what I was.
they're showing the
questioning.
hair
They show
side
hair,
of it.
right.
Yeah, to grow your hair back.
Okay.
But they also sell boner pills in case you know.
So you get testosterone, the T, like
Yeah,
give
because
you
you
Yeah.
got
T.
because these guys clearly have low T. Look at all the emojis.
Yeah,
Get some
and
T.
twerking.
Yeah,
Is that what the
dude
low
had-
T
I'm
means?
having trouble
Low-
finding ladies hanging out with all these men all
low
the time.
twerking.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
You need to shower with your curtain pulled back and dance and blow bubbles out of your
blowing
hand.
bubbles
Yeah.
and tongue out and winking.
Yeah.
No, I mean it
And
seems
who's-
like extremely fun, but I'm more of a Romans guy.
Who's filming the guy? That's what,
If I'm going to get a hard on, it's going to be from Romans and not for hymns, because I'm putting my flag in on the side of that fence that I feel like I belong.
The Roman flag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which we're known for.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
The little Caligula would
Having
just,
boy toys.
yeah, Caligula bang anything, literally anything.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. I think we're fine. We're fine. I'm going to shut it down.
I think. Yeah. I think we've.
I'm gonna call it a night.
it just started getting interesting.
Yeah, don't worry. The conversations will get real weird in a minute.
All right.
I'm going to turn off this mic. I'll tell you though, man, there was an unexpected surprise to have you pop in. I was really glad to see you. Scared the bejesus out of me because the door swung open. I was like, "What is this? If I die, let it be on the air." You know? Like, it's Terrence stabbing me. You know?
I thought I had eye contact with Troy.
Oh, were
You
you?
did.
Were you looking through the door?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see you. You can't see anything through that door.
I'm pretty sure the dog let me in. I think.
I believe
Probably.
it.
But-
I believe it.
Cheers, guys. Thank you. For
So
having
no, thanks for coming in, man. If anyone is in Richmond, if you live in Richmond, don't forget to go by Penny Lane Pub. If you're not from Richmond, I highly recommend Penny Lane Pub as the place to go if you want to feel like you actually belong in a pub. Otherwise, if you kind of want that awkward, like I don't really belong feeling, there's a ton of great places to go in town. But if you don't like that feeling particularly,
Yeah, people
I
come
would
from
go to
all
Penny
over
Lane.
just to go to Penny Lane because it's
Oh,
such
it's a fact.
such a dope establishment. There's no other pub like it in town. That's for sure.
It's a fact. If you haven't had a chance to rate us on iTunes, do me a solid. Do that. Just click on the 5 stars, give us a review, or wherever you get podcasts. If you have topics you want us to talk about, reach out to us at insidethepallethouse@gmail.com, or you can always reach out to the Facebook page. We'd love to hear from you. Or if you want to talk to Ely, I believe he's the only one who checks the Twitter and Instagram handle at ITPH Podcast. We'd love to hear from you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?